NWO. It's not for life.
Hey. What's up, everybody? It's Dave and Johnny Live. I'm Dave, and he's Johnny.
And that's the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
That's your Macho Man impression?
It's not the greatest, but I try.
Macho Man, yeah. Macho Madness all the way. Dig it!
Made a great appearance on South Park. I was going to say Smack Park.
Smack Park.
Got Smackdown on my mind because it's Smackdowns tonight.
Yeah, we were just talking about SmackDown before we started the show. You're not excited about SmackDown tonight. They're probably going to book a match or two for TLC, though, right? They have to.
Oh, I don't mind 7 matches. 7 matches are fine for pay-per-view, but it feels like there's some guys who should be on the pay-per-view. AJ Styles, Randy Orton, the way that ended abruptly on Raw. I feel there should be some sort of pay-per-view payoff to all this. Also, I feel Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens should have a match, but the way things happened on Raw, I guess we're not going to get a match. Probably have to wait a couple weeks, I think, because Kevin got taken out on a stretcher, right?
Yeah, so I guess they're going to sell that.
And well, Seth has like a broken hand or his pinky's broken or whatever, so he can't wrestle.
Is that legit? That actually happened? Seth is injured?
Well, you saw he showed his hands all taped up, so.
So you can't wrestle with a broken pinky?
I guess he didn't wrestle on Raw, so I'm guessing that's what's going to go happen. Nothing will happen.
All right. Well, I don't know, man. That whole thing with Seth and, like, we're going to talk about it on Wrestling Uncensored, but when he, like, wheeled around to reveal himself and he's, like, moving around with his feet, it looked terrible. It looked really stupid.
It's the greater power kind of thing. Come on.
And then he revealed himself, like, it was me, Austin.
Yeah.
It was me all along.
I immediately thought that right away.
Yeah, I was like, is this going to be Vince? And, you know, obviously it was going to be Seth. And that was another thing. It was kind of like, And then I didn't like how immediately they go to commercial break and you come back and Seth does the promo explaining why he did all this. Like, wait a week. You have to do this now? You know,
Apparently.
like, immediately it's like, oh, here's the explanation promo. Like, I thought you could have waited for that. You didn't need to have that right away. And his explanation was weak.
Well, that's what you expected, though.
He's like, I wasn't really with the AOP, but you guys kept saying I was with the AOP, so I was like, all right, fine, I'll just join the AOP. I just decided tonight I'm with the AOP. And AOP were like, fine with this the whole time. They're like, okay, you can lead us now, Seth Rollins. What? It was weird.
Well, it's finally done. He's a heel. Now we can move on, and Kevin's the face. It's good.
The way they do things, man, it's important. You know, the way you do it. The way they did it was way off.
I thought this was actually going to drag out for months even, and it'd be kind of vague all the way through. So I'm kind of glad we have it defined. Seth's a heel. Kevin's a face. Let's go on.
What do you mean, let's go on?
Well, let's have this feud. They're going to obviously probably wrestle each other at some point. It's probably not going to happen at TLC, but I imagine maybe at the Rumble or something, or maybe New Year's Raw.
Okay.
So let's have it. Let's have this match.
Probably not at the Rumble, though, because you'd expect both of those guys would be in a Royal Rumble match.
You can do both. You can get double booked. Apparently, there's only going to be like 10 spots for Raw, so it's very slim pickings, apparently.
Oh, so NXT is going to get 10 spots in the Rumble?
That's right. Every brand gets 10 spots, apparently.
Oh. That makes it very elite, you know, who can get into those big Rumbles now, right?
They're probably going to have matches to fight for the spots.
That's interesting. That's kind of fun, though. It makes it a more compelling Royal Rumble with, like, bigger stars overall, right?
Except for Raw, because Raw, like, the roster, there's a lot of guys on Raw, so a lot of guys aren't going to be on the pay-per-view.
Give me your 10 Raw. Could we do 10 Raw Rumble participants here? Could we figure that out?
I could probably off the top of my head just right away just say Kevin, Seth, Randy, AJ, Ray, Andrade.
Rick O'Shea?
Yeah, Ricochet, sure.
That's 7.
7.
See, it's not that. I mean, you could throw in 3 more guys, like whatever guys, right?
Well, it's just there's a lot more whatever guys. It's the thing. Probably not main event guys, but still, there's a lot more whatever. Look at the tag team division alone on Raw. And then the cruiserweights they just throw in there randomly. Matt Hardy.
Yeah. Mojo Rawley.
Well, that's it. Sami Zayn now, because apparently he does both shows.
Zack Ryder was on Raw this week.
Kurt Hawkins. I mean, you could easily fill up 10, but I mean, who are you going to give all those spots to? That's the big question. I think the 7, sure. The other 3, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a toss-up, right? There are some guys that you would think would be on the bubble. Maybe some surprises too, right?
Well, I'm sure there's guys we're not even thinking of at this moment too.
And a Brock Lesnar title defense.
Well, I think that's a given. That's against Rusev. So there you go. Bobby Lashley would probably be number 8, maybe.
Is that a given that it's against Rusev?
Man, he's so over. It makes
Is
sense. He? Yeah. He's the number 1 face, I think, right now. Besides Kevin, he's the number 1 face.
Besides Kevin.
Right.
On Raw. Rusev, Brock at the Rumble? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
After all this Lana stuff, Rusev's going to move on, beat Roberto Lashley, and then wrestle Brock at the Rumble?
You say beat. He puts him through a table. That's how he wins the match. I mean.
Right, it's a tables match at TLC.
If anything, they're probably going to wrestle each other again, but.
Yeah.
For the Rumble, you give him Brock. He wins this match and proves he should face Brock.
Is that the match you want to see? Rusev versus Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble?
What else you want to see? Randy Orton?
I just don't see Rusev believable as beating Brock Lesnar. I don't see that happening. Like, okay, give me that match, fine. But I don't see Rusev as a credible threat. They haven't built Rusev enough as a main eventer. He's never been a champion before, a WWE or world-type champion, right?
That's correct.
So I don't really see him as the type of guy that you believe is going to beat Brock at the Rumble. And for that reason, I don't think that that's a strong enough challenge for a guy like Brock Lesnar, who's barely around anyways. You know, like, it feels like a wasted opportunity if you throw him at a guy that no one believes is going to beat him, because you only get Brock every once in a while. When you do have him there, you kind of want him in a big match, something that you can get excited for and care about and want to see and wonder, well, maybe this is the guy to take the title away from Brock. Rusev is not going to be that guy. As much as they might try to push him over the next month, they won't get him to a point where the audience believes that he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. Right?
Well, I don't know if there's any guy, really, besides maybe Randy.
They could rush Kevin.
Yeah, even you wouldn't believe that. As much as you love Kevin, you wouldn't believe Kevin could beat Brock if they put him up against him at the Rumble.
At this point, I don't really believe anybody's going to beat Brock at the Rumble, because I feel like if he's champion now and he's champion at the Rumble, they're probably going to keep him champion till Mania for a big title match at Mania where he puts somebody over.
Hopefully Kevin.
Hopefully Kevin Owens. I would like to see that, but maybe not. Who knows? It might not be Kevin Owens. It seems like it's heading in that direction.
It's a possibility. I think
Hopefully.
Keith Lee's another possibility.
I think that's more of an outside shot. Unless he wins the Rumble, and then, you know.
Well, that's really the shot right there.
You're very strong on Keith Lee, though, John. You thought he was going to win the triple threat this week, and he did not. I told you my man Finn Balor was going to win that thing.
It's very surprising. It was very back and forth, that match. I even thought maybe Ciampa might win that match, the way it was going.
I was believing in Finn the whole time. He's there to be in a top spot. I think he's going to take the title, too, from Adam Cole.
I don't know about that.
He's there to be champion. He's there to be the number one guy. He's so obviously, like, set apart from everybody else. He's not with anybody. He's getting over on everybody. He's beating everybody.
He is.
Adam Cole's been champion for a long time. I think Finn, right now, as NXT champion, makes a lot of sense. If you want to make it that legit third brand, you need a legit main event champion, like he said this week in that promo that he did on the show. You know, Intercontinental champion, first Universal champion. The guy's a bona fide superstar. And if you want to be, you know, looked at as a legit brand, you kind of need that real superstar as your champion. Adam Cole is good, but he's not been on the main roster and beat some top-level WWE talent, you know? So NXT is still seen as that kind of lower tier, but with Finn as a champion, I think the perception would change.
He did beat Daniel Bryan, though, Adam Cole. Clean.
On SmackDown.
No interference. Nothing. Just
Sure.
beat him.
We didn't beat Seth.
He didn't beat Seth. No one beat Seth, apparently. But he did beat Pete Dunne on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, Pete Dunne.
It's not a pushover, Adam Cole.
No, that's not what but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. Like, the WWE champion on Raw is Brock Lesnar. The Universal champion is The Fiend, who's a pretty big character in WWE. Like, he's a big star right now,
He's unbeatable.
And he's been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt and everything. He's been around. He's wrestled some top guys. Adam Cole is not quite on the same level of stardom, but Finn Balor is. Finn's wrestled Brock before. He's probably beat Bray Wyatt before. You know what I mean? Like, Finn is a top-level guy. He wrestled Bray. Bray was the one who took him out. The Fiend was the one that kind of sent him to NXT in the first place, right?
Right.
So he's got that attachment to the main roster champions, and I think if you want to make NXT that legit third brand, Finn is the guy. Go Finn.
You might be right. It's just kind of weird how he's kind of...
Of course I'm right, Johnny North. I'm always right, by God.
But he's in between, though. It's hard to really get behind Finn when it feels like he'll attack anybody. So it's hard to trust him. It's hard to get behind him if you can't trust him.
What? What do you mean?
Because who's he going to feud with? Is he going to feud with Ciampa?
Everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The beauty of Finn Balor. He's kind of in between. He's a babyface and he's a heel. It's perfect. It's great. He's like a cool heel, so he can feud with everybody.
And he's going to be this dominant heel for so long. Finally, he's going to be the guy. It doesn't seem like it makes sense.
Why not? He's great. He needs a nice top run, and he's a great heel. This character of Finn Balor is my favorite incarnation of the Finn Balor character that we've seen thus far in the WWE.
Wow.
This is the closest thing to his New Japan style character that we've seen in WWE. The more badass,
Okay, I'd be surprised Cole loses like this. I expect he'd lose it at like a takeover, probably WrestleMania takeover. I think he's probably going to lose it.
They tied in the ratings with AEW this week in the United States, right? AEW and NXT, they're basically in a tie for ratings, and they're both gearing up for a big show. AEW's got Jericho versus Jungle Boy in the main event in a non-title match. That might not even be the main event because they just announced the Young Bucks challenging for the tag team titles against SCU, also taking place on Wednesday night, the 18th of December. And NXT is trying to fire back with a big show. They've got Rhea Ripley challenging Shayna for the women's title and Finn challenging Adam Cole for the men's title. So they're both trying to, pop the rating on the last show of the year, right? This is their last show because neither of them are running on Christmas, which will be the following Wednesday. So NXT, AEW, they're both trying to do a big, big show. Why not do a title change on one of those shows? NXT, I'm saying mostly because I think Finn Balor, great champion, great wrestler. He'd be a great top guy for NXT, like I said. And if you really want to get people excited and get people to change the channel, get people to watch NXT, a title change is not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, they did a title change this week, and they got a tie. So, does it really work?
Well, it was Angel Garza. Like, I just learned this guy's name 2 weeks ago. Come on, man.
It was a very good match.
It was a very good match with Leo Rush, and Angel Garza is the new Cruiserweight champion. But the Cruiserweight championship opened the show. It's not the NXT title. It doesn't mean as much. You know that. What are you talking about?
Well, that's going to be the main event, though. So you're going to pop the rating for the last match? Because clearly that's going to be the last one. You're not starting with the NXT title match.
What would you do if you're AEW? What do you put as your main event?
I'd put Jericho at the main event.
Yeah?
I'd start off with Young Bucks and SCU. Start off hot.
Okay. Keep people tuned in.
Exactly.
Do the title match first. Finish with Jericho and Jungle Boy. There's no title on the line, though, and they're going to be going up an NXT title match.
Well, I'm expecting Jungle Boy will probably win. AEW is actually going to be running New Year's Day. NXT is not, so they're unopposed. So you can go back with the rematch on New Year's Day.
And AEW is doing a big show on New Year's Day because they're kind of in their home base of Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
And MJF already announced that he's going to announce the stipulations for his match with Cody on that January 1st show, 2020.
Okay, wow, we're not waiting until the pay-per-view, which they announced. February 29th, Revolution.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen February 29th, but MJF is going to announce the stipulations for that match. So I guess that'll be the first official match for Revolution, MJF versus Cody Rhodes, but there'll be some sort of stipulation, something on the line or some sort of gimmick match, whatever. MJF, he said in his promo this week, is going to announce those stipulations in Jacksonville on January 1st.
Okay. That's interesting.
It's
Fine.
something.
Something, yeah. Well, again, they're running unopposed, so this is really where AEW needs to make their mark if they want to make some distance in the ratings.
Yeah, to get people watching again, get people excited again for AEW, maybe get over 1 million viewers.
Well, it's fantastic, in my opinion, because New Year's Day, it's the day after. So I think people, for the most part, they're home, so they should be watching. And besides football, I doubt there's anything else on.
Yeah. Do they still do that New Year's Day hockey game?
Some people do.
Outside?
Yeah, some do. It's not always New Year's Day. Sometimes they switch the date, too. So.
Oh, I thought it was always New Year's Day.
It
started that way, didn't it?
It can be or was. But, yeah, they've switched it, and it depends who gets it, who doesn't. As far as I know, the Canadians aren't doing it, so I haven't really paid attention.
Yeah, so you don't care, right?
Exactly.
All right, we're supposed to be talking about the NWO here a little bit. I want to talk about them going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I did a little video here earlier this week. Did you catch that video I did, John? About the NWO going into the Hall of Fame and the releases from the WWE. And what else? Oh, yeah, the matches for TLC that got announced, right?
Which you weren't too pleased about, but, that's the way they book it. Too bad. You have to live with it.
What do you mean, too bad?
This is the pay-per-view you get. Too bad. It was supposed to be Daniel Bryan. It's not Daniel Bryan. It's The Miz.
Is it not going to be Daniel Bryan? Are we sure about that? I'm still holding out hope that Daniel Bryan's going to show up with some sort of haircut tonight on SmackDown, and it'll be Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend at TLC.
I think they're holding that off to another pay-per-view.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I guess they like the story and they want to drag it all the way to the Rumble, which I think is fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, if they have a good idea for this, go with it. There's nothing wrong putting Daniel Bryan in a long-term main event storyline. It's better to get that long and have The Miz just kind of rushed in there. That's fine.
So you're telling me the one big title match at TLC is going to be Miz versus The Fiend or Bray Wyatt? Not even The Fiend.
Yeah, it's not a title match, by the way. It's non-title.
What's up with that? Why is it non-title?
Oh, why does The Miz deserve a title match? He doesn't deserve it whatsoever.
Okay, so it's just non-title.
Yeah. And it's also just Bray Wyatt. It's not The Fiend.
Right.
Yeah. It's just randomly just throw him in there because it's not going to be Daniel Bryan, so it's just going to be The Miz. Also, though,
So the only titles on the line so far, I'm looking at this card, are tag team titles. There are no singles titles currently scheduled to be defended at TLC. The women's tag titles, the Raw tag titles, and the men's tag titles all set to be defended at TLC. But that's it. No Shinsuke with the Intercontinental, no Ray with the U.S. title, no Brock with the WWE title.
Well, that's for sure.
No even Fiend Man with his Universal title. But you get Bray Wyatt in a singles match with The Miz, non-title. What?
Yeah, but no stupid red lights, so it's fine, right?
Okay.
You get that instead.
He better wrestle slightly differently as Bray Wyatt than he does as The Fiend, right?
Oh, I highly expect not. I expect exactly the same. And it's going to be against The Miz, too, so it's not going to be that good of a match.
Well, no.
That's the best part.
It's not going to be good at all.
Yeah, but it's good to get this out of the way right away. Like, have the Miz just lose quickly and
Squash,
get
please.
done.
Yeah, just end it quick.
But this also makes you believe Miz could win this match because it's not the Fiend. The Fiend's unbeatable. Bray Wyatt's just a human, so he could lose.
Okay. Really?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Miz wins this match.
So Miz wins, and then he gets a match with The Fiend, and he gets obliterated?
Yeah, I can see that happen. Yeah, sure. Because they're probably going to run like the first SmackDown of the year. They usually have a big match, so that could be the match.
And you like the dog food thing too, right?
I didn't mind the dog food thing. I mean, a lot of people were upset about it, but it's like, okay, bad guys are being bad. You know, they dump
Dog food.
They dump dog food on them. Not the end of the world here.
Why is X-Pac going into the Hall of Fame with the NWO?
Because he's friends with Triple H?
Like, I get the NWO going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, like, it makes sense to me, right?
They're
It's
one of the
fine.
greatest groups of all time. Greatest faction.
Nash, Hall, and Hogan, and Waltman all getting second-time inductions into the Hall of Fame.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is. Like, at one point, it was just Ric Flair that had two-time induction, and then Shawn Michaels was inducted twice because he was inducted by himself. Like, Flair was inducted by himself and inducted with the Horsemen, and it was like, oh, Ric Flair is the only guy that's been inducted twice. And then Shawn Michaels, he was inducted by himself and inducted with DX, and then him and Flair were the only two guys. And then Brett, last year, he'd been inducted by himself, and he got inducted with Anvil as the Hart Foundation tag team. So Brett joined that club. But now, it's like, like, it's wide open. So it's like, Hogan, he's been by himself. He's getting inducted. Nash, same deal.
Nash really got inducted by himself?
Yeah, didn't he?
I don't remember that happening, but maybe it did. I don't remember that, though.
Has he not gone into the Hall of Fame?
I know Scott Hall for sure.
Yeah.
And Hogan we know for sure as well. Kevin Nash? I don't know about that one.
Really?
Sad as it is, I don't know if Kevin Nash was in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 2015.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, in Detroit.
Oh, that's good. Where he's from, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew Nash was inducted in the Hall of Fame, John. So he's getting inducted again. And X-Pac, who was inducted with all of DX.
Yeah, not individual, no.
No, but he's getting inducted again. So he gets in twice. He's not been inducted individually. Scott Hall, of course.
Razor Ramon.
He was inducted as Razor Ramon, the Razor Ramon character. Now he's going in as Scott Hall with the NWO.
That's fine.
Whatever. It's
pretty much the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Why they chose to do that and not have him as Scott Hall, or why they made Kevin Nash and not Diesel, you know, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's
like,
kind of weird.
Why did Scott have to go in as Razor, but Nash didn't have to go in as Diesel?
That's weird that happened. It shouldn't have happened that way, but whatever.
It doesn't really matter. So it's just odd to me that, like, X-Pac, who was not an original member of the NWO, just goes in with these guys.
He was the sixth member.
The sixth member. Six-Pac.
Right.
So he's going in as Six-Pac, I guess, right?
I suppose, if they even remember that.
So he was the sixth member. So the first member was Hogan, and then, well, I guess maybe Hall and Nash were the first members, and then Hogan. Whatever. They were the original three. The group,
yeah. I don't know.
The group started with them, right?
Exactly.
And then who got added after? Big Show?
I think it was Big Show or Ted DiBiase. I forget which one.
Okay.
One of the two.
So then Big Show and DiBiase got in, and then Six-Pac got in a couple weeks after that.
And then I believe Vincent at some point.
Right, Vincent, a.k.a. Virgil.
Fake Sting at some point.
A.k.a. what do they call him on AEW? Sweet Daddy something?
Slick something?
Whatever. Doesn't matter. So why doesn't Big Show go in here?
He should.
He should.
The way I look at it.
Big Show should go in individually as well. What's the deal? Why haven't they inducted Big Show?
That's a great question. But if they're going to induct the NWO, it should be all year one NWO, in my opinion. Because that's what really it was when people think about the NWO. It's like everyone who's in that first year.
Are we talking Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell then?
We are then, yeah.
Oh, baby. Yes. Wait.
Conan, too.
Scott Steiner?
I think Scott Steiner was year 2.
Okay.
Or year 3.
Okay, well, then they could actually do it.
Okay.
They're not going to do it. They've already announced who they're inducting. Why are they doing it so early? Ticket sales, right? Because tickets go on sale this week, and I guess sales for the ticket packages that you get for WrestleMania that go on sale earlier,
Right.
I guess they're not selling too well, right? Because when is the last time the WWE announced anybody going into the Hall of Fame in December? This thing happens in April.
I feel like they did it maybe once or twice. That was it.
Maybe to pump ticket sales then, too.
Possibly, yes. But yeah, I remember it was always like, February they'd announce it?
Yeah.
If you're lucky at the Rumble, that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed odd that they came out with that and NWO and Batista, right?
But you're worried about, people going in so many times. Apparently, they might put in the Hart Foundation 97. So then Brett goes in 3 times.
Are they going to do that, though?
There's rumors about that. So then they can finally get Owen in, too.
I'd like to see them do that. Hart Foundation 1997. You go with, and then you finally get Bulldog in there, too, who's been deserving for a long time, even going in by himself.
Brian Pillman, too.
Brian Pillman. He's not been in the Hall of Fame.
I do not believe so.
So you get Anvil in there another time.
That's fine.
Brett in there a third time, which will be elite class, only Brett going in for a third time as of right now. I mean, eventually other people will join him, but that would be cool if Brett was the only one who'd been inducted 3 times. I think the 97 Hart Foundation makes a lot of sense. I think they should induct them, but there's always that problem with Owen, right? His widow doesn't really want Owen's likeness used in any kind of way with the WWE, and that's what's prevented them from inducting him in the Hall of Fame for so many years. I don't know if it's really a workaround of, inducting him with a group. I don't know if that works.
Well, they made a DVD of Owen. So,
did they?
Yeah, they did. Heart of Gold. They came out with that a couple years ago.
Okay.
They've tried, and maybe they feel with a group, perhaps. They did with Chyna, right? Chyna was, banned for so many years, and finally they put her in because it was with a group at least, so that's fine. So maybe with Owen it'll be fine with a group.
Well, I hope so. I think the Hart Foundation 1997, that version, fantastic. They were great.
One of the greatest groups of all
Great
time.
group. And they really, they pushed everything forward. Austin got hot working with Brett and working with that group, right?
Right.
Michaels and DX kind of worked and played off that group, and they got hot working off them, and the whole Brett and Shawn thing, and then with Vince after that. And, there was a lot that happened in 1997 with that group that really pushed the WWE and the Attitude Era forward and led to the business and, moving in that kind of direction, in a positive direction for the next few years. That group, Brett as the champion, and helping everybody else get over. I mean, Austin really got over working with Bret Hart, and Austin was the guy who did everything after that. So, yeah, Austin Pillman, that famous angle. I mean, there's so much with those guys and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Of course, Owen, maybe not so nice. But I think Hart Foundation deserves to go in. I also want to see Jushin Thunder Liger go in.
Yeah, that's good because he's retiring, right? So
yeah. He's been doing this whole big retirement tour all over Japan, wrestling his last matches, cutting these promos in front of the crowd in the different cities and towns that he's wrestling in Japan, talking about, his history and wrestling his last match there. And he's going to have 2 final matches at Wrestle Kingdom because it's 2 nights, Wrestle Kingdom this year.
That's cool, he's wrestling twice.
You thought WrestleMania was long. Wrestle Kingdom's 2 nights.
Yeah, but it kind of is because you think of TakeOver as well. So
the card's ridiculous.
For TakeOver?
No, for Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet.
Amazing. And Jushin Liger's going to wrestle his last 2 matches on January 4th and 5th. So why not induct him into the Hall of Fame in April?
It's a good idea. They should do it. Hopefully they're on the ball with this. They might wait a year, though. I could see them doing that as well.
Unnecessary. The guy's a legend. He's on a retirement tour. I think it would be a really classy thing for the WWE to do with Liger. I'd like to see Rey Mysterio induct him, somebody like that.
Right. Of course, it'd be great.
It'd be fantastic. That would be a draw for me for the Hall of Fame. I mean, what's Hogan going to say, What's Batista really going to say? I don't know.
Batista could be a lot of fun, actually.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not super hyped for these inductions into the Hall of Fame. It would be cool if they put in the Hart Foundation. It would be cool if they put in Liger. Anybody else you want to see in the Hall of Fame that isn't there right now?
I'd like to see the Brood.
The Brood as a group?
Yeah.
Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. Really?
Yeah.
How about the Hardys?
Yeah, but that means that they're kind of done.
Yeah,
then.
they're not retired.
They're
I
not
guess.
really retired.
Okay.
Like,
how about Victoria?
yeah, sure.
She deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. She's not there yet.
Surprising. Is Molly Holly in there yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. They always induct at least one woman into the Hall of Fame, right?
So far, I think.
And they're going to induct somebody this year. Who's it going to be? Will it be Victoria? Who else could it be?
There's probably other ones. Did Candice Michelle get in yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, that might be debatable too, because Candice didn't have that long of a career.
Yeah. Is Candice Michelle WWE Hall of Fame worthy?
I feel like she had memorable moments.
She was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2018,
Oh, there you go. She was worthy.
I think. Is that real? No, she's not in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, people just wanted it, and they made up for her.
Yeah. Okay, she's not in the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't think they put her in the Hall of Fame.
Ever? I'd be surprised.
Yeah, maybe they will. Maybe they will eventually. But yeah, you put her in this year? Like, I don't know. I would put in Victoria over her. I would put in...
Did they put Melina in yet? Melina should go in for sure.
Okay. She's still wrestling, though, isn't she?
Kind of. Ish. Sort of. Don't really know. She's going to be at the NWO pay-per-view. Will she wrestle? I don't know.
Gail Kim?
Is she not in already, too?
No.
I'm surprised.
She's not in.
But she only recently...
She left on bad terms, too.
Yeah, but she only recently stopped wrestling. And she was kind of like, stop wrestling, start wrestling again, come back for a match.
I think she's done wrestling, though, from what I understand.
Again, she's in one of these, like, stop wrestling, might come back for a one-off kind of thing. So, yeah, I guess she's retired, but she could still wrestle.
Okay. She could go in.
Yeah, she should go in.
Yeah. I think she will eventually. It's a matter of time. Gail Kim? Great wrestler. All right, Johnny North. What else do you got? You got matches?
Well, I
got
did
things?
wrestle a couple weeks ago. Did we talk about that match? I posted the video of that crazy dive that I took from a Suicide Jesus. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Where'd you post that?
I posted that on my Twitter. I posted that on my Instagram. Twitter at North Genesis. Instagram at Genesis Johnny North.
There's all the info.
And if you saw the dive that happened, you saw that he kind of like flew way over both me and the Latinos. So he went into the crowd when that happened because we're right up next to the guardrail.
Yeah.
So he pretty much just flipped right into the crowd. Thankfully, or luckily, a fan caught him pretty much, and he was not hurt in the incident, but it was a very scary moment because if you notice, I'm immediately checking on him right away, and I didn't know if he'd be able to continue or not, but thankfully he was okay. And the match didn't have to last much longer than it was going to, so thankfully we were going home pretty soon after that, but lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Ouch. Sometimes things go crazy in pro wrestling, so he's all right?
He's okay for now, I suppose. Like, he did puke afterwards, actually, so. But
really?
That wasn't because of the dive, though. And I know some people are upset with me about how everything went down, but
really,
like, he didn't puke because of the dive. He puked because apparently he only drank coffee, and he'd been up since 1:30 in the morning.
Oh,
so it wasn't because he flew over in the dive. We didn't get him. It wasn't because of that.
Okay.
So
what do you mean people were upset with you?
Well, there was many reasons for being upset. One for the dive because when the crowd and all that, like
you were supposed to catch him and stop him from going into the crowd.
We did kind of catch him. It just he kept flying though. That was the problem.
Yeah, couldn't stop him.
We couldn't stop him. That's it. Like if anything, we slowed his momentum. So like he didn't get hurt. That probably helped him, but he still went into the crowd. So
that wasn't supposed to happen.
That wasn't supposed to happen, but things happen. Plus, you don't see it at the end of the match, but I was supposed to get 1, 2, 3 at the end. Instead, the Latinos come in, beat him down for DQ, and Like that. Apparently, I was supposed to get 1, 2, 3. But what I was told was like dive and then throw you back in the ring, hits you at the finish. Like, okay. But no, I was never told 1, 2, 3. And I had the Latinos there at ringside just doing nothing. So it's like, well, yeah, I'm going to use them. They're going to come in, put the beat down on them. So they were a little upset with that. But then we explained to them, like, well, there's 3 of us. So that's why we did that.
So it hits you with the finish doesn't mean to you that's the match?
Hits me with the finish. 1, 2. Then the Latinos came in, hit him.
No, but I'm saying when they tell you that that's the finish, you don't think that that's the finish?
That's the finish. That was the finish.
The DQ.
Well,
But they wanted you pinned.
They never said that. They never said that.
What did they say?
They said he hits the dive, brings you in for the finish.
For the finish.
Right.
Which is?
He hit his top rope leg drop.
Okay, so finish means over, top rope leg drop 1, 2, 3, no?
Oh, I never heard 1, 2, 3. No one ever told me that. You bring him in for the finish. That's it. So that's what we did. We came up with it.
And Suicide Jesus knew that this was
Oh, yeah, we talked it all over.
Okay. But that's not what they wanted.
Well, they wanted the 1, 2, 3.
Where was this?
This was at NCW 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have heat?
They understood it afterwards because it wasn't clear. So.
Okay. Things happen in wrestling. You think the finish is what it's supposed to be every time, but sometimes, it's intended to be one thing, and then there's miscommunication and something else happens. Wrestling's a lot looser than people realize.
Well, for whatever reason, like, the instructions weren't written for the match. Usually the instructions are written, we want this, this, and this. And they were like, oh, see the booker. So, okay.
Huh.
Yeah. And again, he didn't say 1, 2, 3, so I always hold to that.
All right, then.
Be clear. Be clear next time.
You getting booked there again?
Yeah. Like, they were okay with it afterwards because, I mean, it was everything pretty much exactly what they wanted except, the dive thing, and they didn't get the 1, 2, 3, but it's pretty much exactly everything else.
And you were wrestling this time. Usually when you're with the Latinos, you're at ringside and they're wrestling, but this time you were wrestling.
Well, this was kind of a last-minute thing, too, because I wasn't supposed to wrestle, but whoever was supposed to wrestle Suicide Jesus didn't show up, so that's why they didn't have any of the details for the match booked out, because they kind of put this together last minute. So that's why things happened the way they did. Maybe that's why communication wasn't clear in certain areas, and that's why I think they weren't that upset. There was some upsetness at first, but I think it got cleared out afterwards when we explained all the situation and everyone understood, like, this is the way things went down.
Cool.
Why things went down this way.
All right, then. Well, Big Johnny, we have been telling you about IPVanish to secure yourself on the internet, right?
This is long.
Oh, this is a short one, John. Don't worry about it. The folks at IPVanish want to make it easier for you in this holiday period for your friends and family. IPVanish consistently tests as one of the fastest VPNs in the industry, so you never have to worry about lag or latency. They've got their new gadgets. Now you can help protect them. Tell them, or better yet, gift them IPVanish for securing connected devices from third-party interference. And now, any user visiting IPVanish from December 20th through January 2nd, 2020 can save up to 73% on a VPN plan. Up to 73% savings. IPVanish for as low as $325 per month. It's nothing. Only a secure VPN like IPVanish can truly keep your internet activity secure, especially if you use your phone or computer on public Wi-Fi hotspots such as your local coffee shop or shopping center. A great benefit for listeners and viewers of the Ringside Report network is streaming live sports. When you establish a connection to an IPVanish server, it'll mask your IP address. It's like you're using the internet from your server's location. IPVanish is available as user-friendly software for all your devices, including Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, Fire TV, and all that stuff. If you sign up for a subscription that includes a 7-day money-back guarantee using our link the Ringside Report Network will receive a small commission that helps us make more content here for you, like Dave and Johnny Live. So you open another browser window right now. You keep listening to the show. You keep watching. You go to vpn.ringsidereport.net. vpn.ringsidereport.net. You sign up today, and you remember to use this link so you let IPVanish know that we sent you.
So, so it has to be vpn.ringsidereport.net.
That's right.
Or otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, you want to go to vpn.ringsidereport.net, and you'll be able to save a lot on IPVanish, keep your internet secure, be able to access a truly worldwide internet. You understand what I'm saying?
I'll have to check this out.
We're all on it. I'm on it. Fred's on it. It's great.
AJ, not so much.
You ever been geo-blocked? You want to be geo-block free? IPVanish.
Huh.
No more geo-blocking. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, pretty much from your location.
Yeah. It's good. Safe, secure, fast, IPVanish. Stitcher. We got to read a little promo here for Stitcher. We've been producing podcasts for a long time here. A lot of you have used Stitcher to stream or download a lot of the shows, Wrestling Uncensored or Ringside Report. Stitcher offering you now the Ringside Report Network, the Ringside Report Universe, as part of the sponsorship here, a special offer on the premium version of Stitcher. You can listen to over 100,000 podcasts on Stitcher Premium, your iPhone, Android, tablet, PC. It works on all that stuff, on demand, ad-free. They've got Joe Rogan. They've got Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, Ringside Report Network, all sorts of stuff on Stitcher Premium. You get Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums. It's $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year. But if you go to Stitcher.com/premium right now, Stitcher.com/premium with the code word Ringside, promo code Ringside, you get a free month. How about that? Stitcher.com/premium, promo code Ringside for a free month of Stitcher right now.
When you look up Ringside Report, Stitcher is one of the first things that come up.
There you go.
So it's kind of cool.
Good partners of Ringside Report and the Ringside Report Network and Dave and Johnny Live. All right, Big Johnny, you want to wrap this sucker up? What do you got?
Well, also, February 29th is going to be the next AEW pay-per-view, right? So I also might be wrestling on the next G&W show, which is February 29th as well. So I might not be here for your watch-along if you do a watch-along. So
Okay.
it sounds like it's going to be another Simon Brothers production.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's it.
We'll see who's here. Are you going to be here for TLC on Sunday?
You're doing a show? You're not doing a UFC show?
That's a TBA. We
Okay.
may do a surprise UFC watch-along on Saturday night, but it all depends on AJ and his newfound responsibilities and so on.
Yeah, that dog.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So are you coming for TLC is more important. Sunday.
Well, if you're having it and you're having me, sure. I'll be here.
All right, so we'll be here for a TLC watch-along post-show. We'll be back for Wrestling Uncensored. You get a whole weekend of us. Dave and Johnny Live on Friday. Wrestling Uncensored will drop tomorrow morning on Saturday. And then on Sunday night, you could watch TLC with us right here on the YouTube channel. And if you want, you can subscribe to the channel. You can like this video. You can leave a comment. And when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell so that every time there's new content, you get a little notification. And you can know that when we're on for TLC, right? It'll be about 9:30 on Sunday night for TLC.
Hopefully when the Roman Reigns Baron Corbin match starts. Why, you laugh at that? Like, I mean, it makes sense, right? It'd be around 9 o'clock. They'd start the first TLC match, unless they start the show with the first TLC match.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how they're going to do it. We'll preview TLC on Wrestling Uncensored, John. I'm done. It's over.
You're so despondent right now.
I got new amiibo. This is King Knight. King Knight right here. It's part of the Shovel Knight. You know Shovel Knight.
Yeah, but Zevi's been touching this.
King Knight. Yeah, he likes them.
Oh, Zevi's sick, though, so I don't know if I want
he's
to touch
not.
this.
He's fine.
Is he?
Yeah. King Knight. This is Spectre Knight, I think.
It's one of the villains.
This is something else Knight. I forget his name already. And this is the Gold Shovel Knight, which is pretty cool. I like this. Gold.
It's Shovel Knight. It's just he's gold.
Yeah, I have another Shovel Knight, but
It's probably regular.
these 4 just came out this week. The brand new amiibo from Nintendo, which, by the way, Nintendo, you should be sending these to me for free because I talk about them every time on Dave and Johnny Live. Every time there's a new release, I'm promoting them like I work for you, Nintendo, even though I'm paying for these things. Hook me up with free amiibo, Nintendo. All right?
It's funny. I think you have more amiibo than you actually play Nintendo. It's kind of crazy.
What do you mean?
Like, you have so many, but you never use them for your Nintendo Switch, I don't believe.
No, not really.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, what are you going to do? All right? Show's over. No more amiibo talk. See you later.
Goodbye.
Wrestling Uncensored tomorrow.